Good afternoon, Professor and fellow classmates. This is my presentation on the four life events that shaped who I am and the struggles that I went through. The four life events are being raised by a single mother, always moving around, getting into my drug addiction, and then working hard to get out of my drug addiction and be in recovery. My first one, like I stated, was being raised by a single mother. My parents divorced when I was a year old. It was just my mother and I up until December of last year when unfortunately she passed. My mother was a helicopter slash bubble wrap mother who felt like she needed to protect me in every aspect of life, do things for me, which unfortunately then stunted me being able to do things for myself as an adult. Um, and next is we moved around a lot. My mother, as I call, no offense to anyone, my mother had the heart of a gypsy. She liked to move around a lot. She wasn't one to live or stay in one place for very long. So unfortunately, that took a toll on me. And I was always the new kid. I struggled with that for a very long time. From kindergarten until my senior year in high school, I had been to 6 different schools. I had been picked on, and because all of the kids in each school that I went to had been together since kindergarten, 1st grade, whatever, and I was the new one coming in, so it made it very hard to make friends. My self-esteem was very, very low, if not non-existent, because I was picked on, because we moved around a lot. And amongst that, my mother decided that instead of me going to the local public junior high, she wanted to put me in a Christian junior high, well, a Christian school for 7th and 8th grade. Again, was picked on because I was the new kid and they had been all together since kindergarten. So that really, really hindered me a lot, especially when it came to school. I would have to say the only point in my life was high school that I actually did well. I was picked on, but it wasn't a big deal. Um, then, because of my low self esteem and not making friends well and not really having steady friends, which led me into my drug addiction, because at the time I had met this guy Jason, who I thought was my best friend, and we got introduced to meth, and there catapulted our drug addiction. He unfortunately has yet to be able to stop, and I was able to stop. I did slip, unfortunately, because I thought I knew better and I thought I was quote unquote recovered, and got back into it, but then managed to work very hard at getting myself out of it, doing what I needed to do. I was put in an outpatient program where I was held accountable. I couldn't BS them. I was randomly drug tested. And because of that, I am able to come to my next point where I got into my recovery. From the outpatient program is where I was introduced to 12-step meetings. I do attend Narcotics Anonymous. I have 16, almost 17 years clean because I wanted to be away from them enough. And I worked very hard at working on me, figuring out what was going on, dealing with the low self-esteem, being able to love myself, as they say in the rooms, let us love you until you can love yourself. And I am a prime example of that. And because of my amazing support group and the people that I have constantly rooting for me, I am able to have that amount of years clean and be happy within myself. Unfortunately, it took 42 years to get here, but better late than never. So, to reiterate, I was raised by a single mother. I moved around a lot. I got into my drug addiction, and thankfully, I got out of my drug addiction. So, there are the 4 events or situations in life that shaped who I am today. Thank you for listening.